Marie here at the Home Office of Funding for Good. Today we just want to take a moment or two to talk about creative budgeting. And this is specifically how to budget if you are dealing with a bare bones budget, but you want to also capture those what if scenarios. So just a quick note, a lot of organizations are getting ready for their next fiscal year. They're looking at their budget line items and they say, you know what, we just really have to cut back. We need to get a bare bones budget. We need to get to the basics and make sure that we can outline those expenses and that we have great ways to bring in or anticipated or the revenue basically. But what happens when you are working through your strategic plan or you're looking at your projects and your programs and you say, you know what, we could really use a new vehicle for our summer camp program, or we really could use craft supplies for this particular program, or we might need contract help to assist with a special skill for this particular program. What do you do when you don't want to add extra thousands upon thousands of dollars into your budget? This is what I like to call creative budgeting. If you are going to go to a foundation to ask for grant dollars for a specific project, they want to know that you've had the foresight to consider that in your entire year of planning. They ask to see your operating budget for a reason. So if you are writing into a budget something for a vehicle for an after-school program or a specific access program, and that's not included as a capital expense or somewhere noted in your operating budget, they're going to say, you know what, this doesn't look like it was on their radar. What I recommend is the following. Work with your board, your staff, anyone that's involved in your organizational budgeting process, and come up with what it takes to operate. What are those staff costs? What are those fringe benefits, whether it be health benefits or other expenditures that are related to personnel? Come up with all those bare bones and put them in your budget. Then you need to make sure that each of your program staff members submit a realistic budget of this is what we need to operate at bare bones level, and this is what it would take for us to operate at this would be our ideal level of operations this year. And you put that in there. So for example, if my program budget for the year is going to be $100,000, but I could really use $50,000 to increase staff or to get a new material or supply, I'm going to put a little asterisk right there on the budget. That lets my board members know that it is something we are striving towards, but if we don't get grant dollars or a specific fund for a donor who's interested in that particular cause, then it's probably not going to happen. You don't want to take dollars that are typically given for unrestricted purposes and restrict them. So you don't want to go out and tell a donor who usually gives you $20,000, hey, support this restricted project at $20,000. So you're looking at new funds or maybe unsecured funds through a grant. So write your budget, make sure that you consider all of your potential project budgets, and anything that would be this would be ideal scenario, put a little asterisk beside it. Your board should know that's only going to get spent if you get the grant dollars or the dollars in hand to do it for that specific purpose. Hope this helps.